जोराईते ना कोई नो
राजेंद्र नंदना जय सची सुत होइलो सेई
राजेंद्र नंदना जय सची सुत होइलो सेई
बलराम होइलो निताय
बलराम होइलो निताय
बलराम होइलो निताय
बलराम होइलो निताय
दिनहीन यत जिलो हरि नाम उद्धरिलो
दिनहीन यत चिलो हरि नाम उद्धरिलो
दिनहीन यत चिलो हरि नाम उद्धरिलो
दिनहीन यत चिलो हरि नाम उद्धरिलो
तार साक्षी जगाई मधाई
तार साक्षी जगाई मधाई
हा हा प्रभु नंद सुत वृषभानु सुत युत
हा प्रभु नंद सुत वृषभानु सुत युत
करुणा करो हे बार
करुणा करो ऐ बारो
नरतम दास कोए नाथ लीलो रंगा पाए
नरतम दास कोहे न ठेली रंगा पाए
तम बिन के अच्छे हमारा
तुम बिना के अच्छे हमारो
नरोत्तम दास कोए नाथ लीलो रंगा पाए
नरोत्तम दास कोहे न ठेली रंगा पाए
तम बिन के अच्छे हमारा
तुम बिना के अच्छे हमारा
हरि हरि विफले जन्म गनाइनो
हरि हरि विफले जन्म गणाइनो हरि बोल हरे कृष्णा Hare Krishna. So we'll just read that translation. Prabhuji, can we just open it up? We'll just read the translation and we'll discuss it later. Okay, you can read the translation also.
O Lord Hari, I have spent my life uselessly, having obtained a human birth and having not worshipped Radha and Krishna. I have unknowingly drunk poison. O Lord, the treasure of divine love in Goloka Vrindavan has decided as the congregational chanting of Lord Hari's holy names. Why did my attraction for that chanting never come about? Day and night my heart burns from the fire of the poison of worldliness, and I have not taken the means to leave it. Lord Krishna, who is the son of the king of Vraja, became the son of Sachi, Lord Chaitanya, and Balaram became Nitai. The holy name delivered all those souls who were lowly and wretched. The two sinners, Jagai and Madai, are evidence of this. O Lord Krishna, son of Nanda, accompanied by the son of Vrishabhanu, please be merciful to me. Narottam Das says, O Lord, please don't push me away from your reddish lotus feet, for who is my beloved except for you?
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Subhangi, for that beautiful bhajan.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, you are on mute.
Okay. Hare Krishna. Once again, I would like to welcome all of you for our today's very, very special session. I would request all of you to be attentive and to attend the complete session, because if you attend bits and pieces, you will not be able to follow entirely. And I would request you to please take note of it. And if you have any questions, definitely at the end, we'll have a Q&A, and please feel free to share any comments or any questions. Okay, so let's get started. So first of all, like as we always used to do in our Gita course session, we used to have some quizzes, some interaction. So today, my first question for today for all of you, and you can use the chart, that's better. Please tell me, there's a quick general knowledge, okay? The name of the archer, Dhanurdhar. ऐसा कौन सा धनुर्धर है, right? ऐसे तो हम बहुत जानते हैं, lot of archers are there, right? Who can break from 1 to 2, from 1 pieces to 2 pieces, from 1 to 2. But what is the name of the archer which brings 2 to 1, which makes 2 pieces into 1 piece? Who is that name of that archer? Any guess, ideas? Who is that archer? Yes, Lord Ram is known for his archery. He's he is known like as even Sugriva also tested him. But yeah, always he used to break somebody's head and somebody's right, like all the demons used to take out their soul and liberate them. But is there anybody else? Okay, I'll give you one clue. There is hardly anybody who is free from that archer. Everybody has been affected by that archer. Wow, I think already we got 1 or 2. Yes. Now I see that. I was thinking, is it me only? But I see that there are so many who have been affected, and I see there are still some brahmacharinis are there who are not affected by this powerful archer. Who is that? Yes, we are talking about the Cupid, who really makes all of us stupid. And yes, we always hear or have watched during our earlier time how in this Bollywood or Tollywood or Collywood or whatever, the Hollywood, what are the movies, right? Like boy comes in the library from one side, girl comes from other side, they fall down and they say that I fell in love, and just like they say I fell in a ditch. Right, and after that just a matter of time they will appear from 2 different sides of the mountains, 2 different sides of a garden, or sometimes in New York, right, another is really there in Melbourne, and then they come together. There are so many stories that we hear, but is it all happening in real life as well? But it doesn't stop there. Most of the movies also we see, yes, they met together, they had a good time, and love at first sight, and they lived happily ever after. Does it happen? Okay, Avinash Pro is saying it's an illusion. How about others? How about what all of you feel? Why that we hear and see and have that conception that that love happens at a first sight, and then we're supposed to live happily ever after. What goes wrong? What goes wrong? Yes, only illusion. Actual story begins after that. All of us are realized here. Yes, very nice. Ranjalata Mataji is saying his expectations, and then there's a very nice one. Who was that? It's not ILU, but the true illusion starts. Thank you, Srinivas Garu. Yes, there are so many expectations, assumptions, infatuation, the real things that they really come out. So most of the times, yes, especially after COVID, of course, COVID it's not that before COVID nothing happened, but what do you think? Even after COVID, things are getting better because we thought that, okay, people will get more time. There will be more time for hugs and kisses and more time for each other. Relationships would improve. Here, Puneet Prabhu is saying that, they keep searching for love. The people talk about marriage, but now the divorce rate is so increasing everywhere. It's just become a life cycle. Again and again, they go into that circle. Why? Why? Most of the times, people end up here. Would like to hear, because, or is it me only that I'm going through, or I'm only hearing from my, friend circle? Yeah, it's just love at first sight. Relationship go to the next level. Yes, ideally, yes, it should really, go to the next level, but somehow or other, it goes into the vicious loop. And Kalpana Mataji, she is saying a very beautiful, 3-letter word. We'll come back there. She is saying about ego. Yes, it's a very, very important one. And let's elaborate a little bit on that. Why there is so much of disconnect now? Why there is so much of disconnect? And all of you have said, and a lot of your realizations. Why it is so dangerous at this point of time. It's so painful to see how so many families are breaking apart. And yes, especially because of COVID, some are also here, who have lost their dear ones, or who have lost their income of the dear ones. And some of our members here, who are staying together, but because of so many miscommunications, now they are staying away from each other. It's unfortunate that though what do we see in these movies, in the real life, what do you call, that we put into a dark room, that we are meant to see that how yahi pyar hai, but then we don't really get what is that pyar is all about. And though we hear also that how even the big celebrities, either it's the leader of the biggest and most powerful country, the president that I'm talking about, how he got infatuated, and there was a big story a couple of years earlier. Or forget about the Western, even our Eastern world as well. We hear about so many sages like Vishwamitra, and who had gone into the path of being a yogi, but then how they got distracted, deviated in their path. Why? Yes, if this so-called love or relationship is so powerful, why most of the times it fails? Why it is? Why, if it is so powerful, everybody is really looking forward to it? There is not a single person who is not looking for it, especially in that Krishna book, our George Harrison, who is really known for his rock and roll music and all that, right? He said that everybody is looking for love. Everybody is looking for two things: to love and to be loved. And that's where everybody wants to get happiness. But most of the times, like there is always, this breaking of the heart. Most of the times, it's just a matter of time. Because we hear that, once again, I would like to remind whatever we heard in the Gita course. Yehi sansparsaja bhoga dukkha yena evate adi antavanta konteya natesu ramate. So whatever the pleasure that we say, always it will have three attributes. What is that? Whatever we might seek for some pleasure from someone or something, it will always come with a buy one get one free. Yes, some pleasure come, but along with that, the free gift that we get is the pain. There is no pleasure that we get in this world which is without pain. There is nothing. We have to pay a price for it, right? This is the nature of this material world. Second aspect, there is no pleasure in this world, right, which we really get in an unlimited quantity. It has its own limit. Whatever you ask, you cannot say that I can enjoy unlimitedly. Even our senses cannot do that, right? It has its own limit. And third thing, even if you get something as unlimited, it has its end, right? Even if you get some good quantity, it has its end. Anta vanta kaunteya. It has a beginning and it has an end. Either, right, somehow or other, do din mein, do saal mein, or into like, oh, mitha khatta ho jayega. Or even if we have a great relationship, it's just a matter of time. One person will leave. Either one of the spouse will leave, or that's why we kind of try changing. We start loving our parents, then we start loving our friends, or boyfriend or girlfriend, or then we start loving I don't know, I'll not go somewhere else, but yeah, still, right, even if you talk about family, right, maybe with our kids, then we get old enough, then not only kids, but then we kind of think of our grandkids. But it's just a matter of time. We keep on changing. We think that maybe this person or this object will give me happiness, but it never ends. And then we realize at the end of their life that I was really looking for something that nothing could really satisfy me. And because most of the times, please hear attentively once again, most of the times we ask more than what we can give, because we ask for more than what we give. In whichever relationship, we always go with a transaction, not for a relation. It is a transaction, whichever relationship. Yes, there are some relationship like love of a mother for a child. Yes, that we can consider in this material world is one of the purest, right? But apart from that love, right, most of the love that we talk about is having some transaction. And especially talk about like spouse, we always go with the Excel. Okay, how many times you have gone to my parents' house, okay, or how many times you do namaskar, or how many times you called my parents, accordingly I will do, right? Like always there is Excel. Okay, how many times you wash the utensils, or how many times you cooked right during this time, or okay, today did you take care of our kids, or or should I really take care of the kids? Always go with that Excel file. But is this love is all about? Is it the relationship is all about? Talking about the transaction. How do you really go ahead? Why people are so frustrated? Because most of the times, I say that, तूने क्या किया? क्या यही प्यार है? You are so good, you are so nice during our beginning days. अभी क्या हो गया? तुम्हारा प्यार क्या हो गया? What happened to your love? Why it really faded away in just a matter of right weeks or months or maybe years? Because our expectation has gone up, and we started putting more conditions into that relationship. We are asking for more in that relationship. We are trying to withdraw more than invest, like our Srinivas Garu is here, chartered accountant. How long we can withdraw before we invest? That's why we always say, right? We have to think in any relationship, how much am I investing in that relationship and how much I'm withdrawing from that relationship. Because most of the times our relationship breaks because we are trying to withdraw more from what we deposit. How many of you agree with whatever we have been discussing so far? Are you all aligned? Yes, Piyush Pro is saying, yes, it should be unconditional. But how can we give unconditional love? Right? Can we be really open up and what do you call as okay, we keep it within ourselves only and suffer, but we give. Is it possible? Is it possible? Is it possible to give without expecting anything, any return? We'll just give. It is possible. Is it possible? It's very difficult. एक भिकमंगा दूसरे भिकमंगा को क्या दे सकता है? If one beggar, what he can give to another beggar? Is it possible? वो beggar है, दूसरों को क्या कर देगा? Or sometimes the beggar, right? They said, oh, I gave one son-in-law, right? What is that? Majestic. Another son-in-law I gave, MG Road. What do you mean? Where, so that he can really beg in that area. Because otherwise that used to be all my areas. Because हम भीख मंगे हैं, what can we give it to others? Yes, it is so difficult because once again we are coming to the basics. Why? As all of you have very nicely told, that it's we are ourselves are so bankrupt within us, and yes, we can learn little bit from our even scriptures as well, because scriptures have been always the fascinating inspirational story for all of us. Let's go back to the scriptures. How many of you heard this beautiful story from Ramayana, Kaikeyi and Dasarath? What was the relationship? What comes to your mind? What comes to your mind once you think of Dasarath and Kaikeyi? Anybody? In Ramayana we have heard that okay, Mataji saying understanding is important. Yeah, now we are talking about Kaikeyi and Dasarath. What comes to your mind once you talk about this? Okay, Banvas of Ram. Kaikeyi was selfish. Okay, Kopavan. She sent Ram to the forest. Okay, exploitation. Okay, but by the way, let me tell you one thing. When yes, there is so many favorite queen of Dasarath, and yes, she wanted her son. But do you know there is one more story? Yes, all of us know this story. How she sent Lord Ram to Banvas. But there is one more story. One more story is that yes, she was the expert charioteer, and she was willing to take any risk. She was willing to take any risk, right, in the battlefield. She was a charioteer of King Dasarath. And when there was a big fight was happening between the Sambrasur and Devatas, and Dasarath was really supporting that, right? And she took that risk of her life, right, to drive the chariot of King Dasarath, right? And then somehow King Dasarath was injured, and she really fixed that wheel and really took care of the Dasarath. And really, after some point of time, even she brought Dasarath back to his normal health. And like Dasarath, he was so obliged that, oh, you have given so much, you risked your life, I want to give something for you. The Kaki said, no, I don't need anything. It is my duty as a wife, I had to do this. He said, no, I want to give something. Okay, maybe if some point of time, if I want to give, you want to ask something, I'll ask for it. But she was in a selfless mode. She was not asking for anything, in return of what this service she did, right? Or some of you said, her love for Lord Ram was an exemplary. The way, she would treat Ram during the childhood. But then what happened? just a matter of moment. She got completely changed into from a selfless person to a selfish person, from an unconditional love to a conditional love, without any assumption about her husband. And then she started assuming so many things about her husband. Yes, Avinash Prabhu is saying that, yes, influence of mantra, bad association, Sushma Mataji is saying, yes, somehow, knowingly, unknowingly, she had with her a mantra. And what the mantra represents? Mantra represents who can really assume, who can really concoct things beyond imagination. Isn't it the same in our life as well? Who are the mantras in our life? Social media, Bollywood, sometimes even family members as well. Most of the times it is true, our friends. We might be thinking they are our well-wisher, like that's what Kaikeyi was thinking. That's what Kaikeyi was thinking. That yes, mantra is my dear friend, most well-wisher. But then she turned out to be the most difficult person that she had to deal with. Like though Punit Prabhu is saying that in COVID we are at home, no bad association. My friend, association means the time we are spending, how much time we are spending with our social media, or with some Netflix series, or with some in phone with somebody, they are the ones. Some rumor comes, some gossip comes from somewhere, and then we start really putting conditions in our relationship. Or reality source or whatever it is, we start assuming no, like now abhi aap dur ho ja rahe hain, abhi kuch karte nahi hai, what it used to be, abhi aap iske baat hi sunte hain, uske baat hi sunte hain, mere dhyan hi nahi dete hain, oh, you don't have any respect for me. Husband says, oh, my name is only outside the door, ghar pe to rajuti aapka hi chal raha hai. You are the queen of the house, you are the king of the house, and the wife says that, oh, is it that I'm here only to work, and you don't have any other relationships? Is it true? Is it true? Or is it really, we are talking something which really doesn't make sense? Yes. The problem is not the relationship. Problem is with the association. The problem is that what we are associating with through this social media, through this so-called our well-wishers. We need to be very careful what we associate, how we associate with them. And like, yes, Kamdev has really brought us together, right? For what? Not just for enjoyment. Life is not for enjoyment, or life is not just for just taking care of our ego. Life is not just to take care of this 1 mm of skin. This relationship is not about the skin disease that Prabhupada talks about again and again. It's about how we come together to serve a higher purpose. That's really the objective. Because we don't have a higher goal, because we are not connected to the supreme, right? Because if Bhikmanga, right? Like we're saying, like Bhikmanga, he cannot give anything. But if a person is really landlord, would he really mind giving some 10 rupees or 100 rupees or 1,000 rupees or even 1 lakh rupees, to somebody? No, because we ourselves are so vacuum within, right? We are really, getting bankrupt in that relationship. What is really required is that how we can be rich and we can have the treasure within. How we have to focus the treasure within. Because we have forgotten the treasure within, we are feeling that loneliness. We are feeling that insulted, cheated, neglected, abused. Because our life is so shallow and hollow. If we are connected to the supreme source, like, you just one thing, let's take the example of a small fountain, right? right? If you put some energy or some electricity and connect it to some small source of water, it will come, but just a matter of time, right? It will just die down. But if there is a waterfall and it is connected to some perennial, right, water source, it will keep on coming, keep on coming. Like you think of a big reservoir, it will keep on coming. Why? Because it is connected to the supreme reservoir. Because now you're getting my point. Why we are not able to give as much as we like to, even if we want to? Because we are bankrupt within. But if we are connected to the Supreme Lord, because the Supreme is, he's Rasaras, Krishna. He is the supreme reservoir of all pleasure. Like I was so happy to hear today some of the discussions in our Radha Govind Bhakti Vriksha WhatsApp group. Now how everybody was so inspiring each other. That what kind of a pleasure they are getting by connecting to the Supreme Lord, by chanting the holy names of the Lord. Like without any trigger, some started discussing, how they have been getting, so much of inspiration. Is it by chance? No, it's just within. Because we are connected, then we would not mind. I saw was that I think Susma Mataji or somebody was saying that I'm not really bothered about somebody saying something, somebody talking about it, or our Krishnan Prabhu, he said that I'm going through so much of now like health struggles in the family, but I'm really able to cross over. And it's like all of your personal realization. I was so moved by all of your realizations, that how all of you are feeling that once you are connected to the supreme source of pleasure, Lord Ram means like he's the supreme source of pleasure. Once you're connected to Lord Ram, or who is all attractive Krishna, because you are connected to the powerhouse, we would not mind, right, giving something to somebody. And we always want to give. We want to always invest in that relationship. But if you are not connected to that supreme source, then we are bankrupt. How long we can give this love to anybody else? We have a limit, isn't it? Or Srinivas Garu, we can say that we don't have unlimited money that we can just give. Even if we have unlimited money, it is just a matter of time, it will just go away. But if you are really connected to some really gold mine, right, and that will never end, definitely would not mind, right? We spoke so many things, right? How these conditions really strangle the relationship, how the assumptions strangle the relationship, and it's all caused by the bad association, and how we should be careful about the bad association, and yes, how we need to be really careful, how we need to be cognizant, how we need to make a right choice. What kind of a relationship or what kind of an association that I want to have. Yes, we talked about conditions and false assumptions and expectations, right? Yes, all of us hear about the conditions applied, in the love of Ganga towards Santanu, or Satyavati towards Santanu. Will not go in detail, but yes, that's how our acharyas are giving this beautiful example. What is this so-called lust and love? Because yes, in this world people talk about मैं प्रेम करता हूं, मैं प्यार करता हूं, but what is the definition of prem? Prem is not available in this material world. Prem is not between one living entity and another living entities, right? Whatever is that all is about kam. Kam means lust. Lust means is egocentric. What's in it for me? आत्मेन्द्रिया प्रीति वंशा तारे वली काम, कृष्णेन्द्रिया प्रीति इच्छा धरे प्रेम नाम. Beautiful here, we hear that. What? आत्मेन्द्रिया, आत्मा मेरे इंद्रिय तृप्ति के लिए जो इच्छा है वो है काम. आप समझ सकते हैं, जो भी हमारा जो रिलेशनशिप जो हम बात कर रहे हैं, वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट मेरे इंद्रिय तृप्ति में क्या है इस पे. जब लेकिन हम भगवान कृष्ण के इंद्रिय तृप्ति का चलना चाहते हैं, दैट इज प्रेम. And once we start saying this three magic word, I love you, to Krishna, right? And we will be showered with that unlimited love. Because वहां से जो आएगा, right, वो छप्पर फाड़ के आएगा. Like we cannot restrict it to ourselves. then our heart will be filled with that love. Because whatever, like in this, like somebody was saying, right here we talk about ILU, but it's all it's the acronym for illusion. It all starts with illusion. That yes, it's all about the skin disease. It's all about, okay, I want to exploit you, I want to abuse you. Either way. So that's why, the beautiful example given in our Shastra, Chaitanya Charitamrita, it's like iron and gold. Can it be really compared? Yes, both are metals. It looks like so. Or, another example, our acharyas are giving, like, a bamboo stick, which is like dry. And another could be your like sugar cane. Both might look like same. But then from the sugar cane, you get some beautiful nectar like juices. Can you start putting bamboo? Oh, it looks also like sugar cane. Can I really, chew it and get sweet out of it? No, it's not possible. Though, yes, people talk about the relationship that we have, with each other. No, this is love. This is love. But this is not love. This is that bamboo stick. We cannot really get the true fulfillment within. The true fulfillment, we can get it by Krishnendriya Priti Icha Dhare Premana. Only when we satisfy Krishna, as long as we are focusing on aham or mama, aham kara, aham karta, aham bhogi, then we cannot get that fulfillment within. We cannot get the love within. Is it clear so far? Like, because it's once again a big eye opener for most of us. Once we heard also this, it was a big shocking. Oh, how can you really say that? There is no love in this material world. Because yes, everything, there is a conditions apply, or there is assumptions apply. There is it comes with a lot of baggage. But yes, in our scriptures, right, we have these beautiful examples of what exactly is this love all about. Okay, before going to the scripture, I'll have some more questions for you. Okay, as we are talking about Ramayana, can you tell me who is Soumitra? Who is Soumitra? Who is Soumitra? Who is Soumitra? Anybody? Because unfortunately, right, I didn't dare to ask who is Sita or who is Ram. Okay, here or Madhumati. Okay, okay, Gita Mataji. Okay, I didn't ask Sumitra. Sumitra, yes, Sumitra is the wife of Dasarath. Soumitra, yes, I think our Madhu Mataji and some of you saying Soumitra is the son of Sumitra. Like usually, Lakshman. Yes, Ranjulata Mataji. Thank you. Soumitra is Lakshman. Now, one more question for all of you. We'll see who answers first. Tell me, who is Urmila? Who is Urmila? Who is Urmila? Anybody have heard? Wow, so intelligent. So intelligent. Yes, it's not a wife of Bharat. It's a wife of Lakshman. All of you are so intelligent. Because one time one of our devotees was saying a very nice story. Very nice story. Yes. So one supervisor went to one school and asked, "Kaun Ram ka dhanush toda? Who broke the bow of Lord Ram?" And then one boy got up and said, "Sir, maine nahi toda. No, I didn't break the bow." And that student, that supervisor who had come to supervise that school, he saw towards the teacher. And teacher says, "No, sir, he's a good boy. He didn't break the bow." And then, taking the teacher, he went to the principal. And that supervised, I said that this is what happened. Then principal said, yes, sir, I know he's a very good boy. And if you think that, it needs to be recovered, we can go to our leader. मैं यहाँ पे नेताजी है, वो recover कर देंगे sir, जितना पैसा है वो दे देंगे, don't worry about it. That's it, right? Then they were to Netaji, बोले आप क्या चिंता कर रहे हो, किसका धनुष तोड़ा क्या नहीं था, ऐसा हजारों आता है, हजारों जाता है, एक धनुष के पीछे आप क्यों पड़े हुए हैं? And this is the condition of this Pavitra Bharat Bhumi. right? Who, like, especially you see the next stage, our kids, they don't have any education about this scripture, because we can learn so many life lessons. We can really, these are not only for entertainment, but entertainment, enrichment, enlightenment. And people have forgotten, right? It's not about just watching some serial. It can really, bring enlightenment to our heart. These are the life lessons. Okay, so why we brought this story of Lakshman and Urmila? Okay, so one time during this, after the coronation ceremony, once Lord Ram came back from Banvas, and then one time Agastya Rishi had come. There was nice discussion happening. Who is that hero? Who is the greatest hero? Everybody was saying that, oh, yeah, maybe Hanumanji. Oh, Lord Ram is the greatest hero. He killed, Ravan, Kumbhakarna, and another monkey said, no, 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 no. I am the big hero. Why? I caught 2 hands of a demon. Another monkey said, yes, yes, I saw that. What do you cut? Lord Ram had already cut the head, and then after that, you cut the 2 hands. There was a nice discussion happening like this. And then, Agastya Muni said, no, 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 I agree that. And of course, we also heard just a couple of weeks back about Hanumanji. And then Agastya Muni said, there is one greatest hero amongst all of us. Who is that greatest hero? It is Lakshman. Why he is greatest hero? Because yes, Ravan and Kumbhakarna, they were no doubt the big demons. And of course, Hanumanji also, no doubt, he did Herculean tasks. But then do you know that, in this Ravana's camp, there was one person called Meghnad or Indrajit. He could not be defeated by anybody. Even he had defeated Indra. And because of Brahma's request, he had released him. He had received a boon that, yes, that Indrajit could not be killed by anybody, and except a person who didn't sleep for 14 years, who did not take food for 14 years, and who had not seen the face of a woman for 14 years. And Lord Ram was really surprised. Of course, he knows everything. Once again, just to make this pastime a little interesting, he asked Agastya, how is it possible? I saw that, like, we were there in the hut, and we were taking sleep, and he was taking rest, and we were taking fruit, we are giving it to him, and he was with me, like when Mother Sita was there. So how can you say that? And then it was revealed that when Mother Sita was abducted by Ravan, and she really threw all her jewelry right in that Rishyamukha Parbat. And then Sugriva found it. And when Ram and Lakshman were searching, and Lakshman came into the Rishyamukha Parbat, and Sugriva showed all the jewelry of Mother Sita and asked, do you recognize this? Is this the jewelry of Mother Sita? And then Lakshman said, what? No, I don't recognize anything. How? Because I have never seen, Mother Sita above from her toes. I have never seen. That is the kind of respects he had for Mother Sita. And then, Lord Ramas, but I have seen that, whenever we used to take fruits or whatever we take, we had given to Lakshman. And Lakshman, is it true that you have not taken anything? Yes, my brother, I have not taken anything because I wanted to utilize all my energy only for you. He said, but I remember I had given. Yes, I have kept the fruits as it is. And then he sent his ministers to bring those fruits, and he found that there were 7 fruits missing. But is it that this on the 7 days you have taken? And the Lakshman said, yes, one day when we heard the news of our father Dasarath's demise, we could not take that day. Or on Mother Sita was abducted, on that day you didn't give, I didn't take it. Or the other day when, right, I was in unconscious stage, you didn't give. He really counted all those 7 days. And the Lord Ram really recognized, what kind of a sacrifice Lakshman had done. Right. And yes, as here Nabia Mataji was saying that, even he didn't sleep for 14 years. And then what was the sacrifice? Nobody knows about the sacrifice of Mother Urmila. Anybody knows the sacrifice of Mother Urmila? Anybody can think? When Lakshman was going to accompany Ram and Sita, Urmila would have said that, oh, I want to also accompany with you. But do you know what she said? Your duty is to serve Lord Ram. And yes, my duty is to accompany you. But my duty to accompany you will disturb your duty. You are getting my point? My duty, yes, is to be always with you, to accompany you, like as Mother Sita is doing. But if I go with you, it will disturb your duty. So your duty is more important than my duty. I don't want to be obstruct or be deviation in your duty. That is the duty. Yes, how beautifully she is showing, what is the quality of a spouse, right? Either way, right? What is the quality of a spouse, right? Each other's, duty is much more important. How here Urmila is showing, because Lakshman is serving Lord Ram. He's saying that, your service to Lord Ram is more important, and then whatever I can achieve. And then she said that my service to you in this way is definitely, I consider, more worthy than being with you, serving you in the forest. Isn't it so wonderful thought from Urmila? But unfortunately, yes, most of the people, they don't know about the glories of Urmila. This is an unknown character in Ramayana, right? What kind of a sacrifice they have shown in a relationship, because they are surcharged with the power of love. This is not lust, my friend. They rise in love and they empower everybody with that love. Yes, because most of the times, we hear and we expect, the whatever we want, from others. We always, please hear once again, we always justify our action with our intention, and we justify others' action. We judge others' action, isn't it? Oh, like if I did something wrong, then say, no, mera ye, bhav aisa tha, mera intention aisa tha. Why did you really think like that? But then, why have you asked the intention what exactly he or she performed behind that action? Because we always judge others with their action. Because are we really judging others with others' intention? No, we are judging others with their action, but we are trying to justify our action with our intention, isn't it? Most of the times, we are trying to justify ourselves, or we are thinking, I am right. Once again, it's because of our ego. But then here we see this wonderful relationship, wonderful selfless service of Lakshmana or Urmila, because they were powered by the love of Lord Ram. Because they had so much of love, they would not mind anything. That's what we hear, because they have been so much of surcharged and flooded with that love of Lord, they would not mind anything. And what is really required, our friends? Yes, that how we can really move, how we can really be inspired through this transformation of heart, from this selfish mode to a selfless mode, from that arrogance to that humility. And yes, right, there is a lot to learn, from these characters, from these different pastimes, from the different personalities of our wonderful scriptures, right? How we can also bring that transformation of heart within once we are connected to the Supreme Lord, the kind of uninterrupted, unconditional service, that they had performed towards the Supreme Lord. Okay, this is what exactly it is all about. Love means, without any personal consideration. Pragada premarai swabhava acha nija dukkha vignadira na kare vichar. This is the natural result of intense love of Godhead. The devotee does not consider personal inconveniences or impediments. In all circumstances, he wants to serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And he doesn't mind. It doesn't matter like what kind of difficulties that comes, and on the way. This is the love. The intense lover of Krishna is never deviated from his service. This is once again from our Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela, 2nd chapter. This is the quality of a love. Nija dukkha bignadira na kare vichar. Whatever the difficulties that might come, he's not worried about it. Okay, so now we heard about Ramayana. At the same time, Ramayana is also filled with karunaras. So much of difficult services that Lord Ram had to go through to establish the dharma, because he was a Maryada Purush. He had to go to the exile. But Lakshman, he was always saying to Lord Ram, why you had to listen to that lusty Dasrath? Let me go and fight and really take care of everything, and I establish you as the king. You don't have to go anywhere. And he was really feeling pain, when he was seeing that how Lord Ram and Mother Sita had to go through so much pain. Then he said that, oh Lord, it is enough, because I'm a younger brother, I had to listen to you for everything. Now in my next incarnation, right? Because yes, we'll come again and again, because you would come, Paritranaya Sadhunam, right? You will come, Sambhavami Yuga Yuga, you will come everywhere, and I'll also accompany you definitely. But in next our incarnation, I'll not come you as a younger brother. I'll come as a elder brother. And how? And what he said? Yes. Lakshman said that yes. And in next birth, I will come as an elder brother to serve you better, oh Lord Ram. Right? Yes. In next avatar, Balram came as an elder brother to serve Krishna in a better way. How? So that Krishna can still nicely, can really feed nicely. Right? What is saying? Ramera charitra sa dukkhera karana satantra lilaya dukkha sahena Lakshmana. The activities of Lord Ram were full of suffering, but Lakshman, of his own accord, of Lord Ram's accord, Lord Ram's willing, he tolerated that suffering, whatever he was going through. Nisedha karite nare yate choto bhai mono dhari rahe Lakshmana mone dukkha pai. As a younger brother, he could not stop Lord Ram from his resolution, and so he remained silent and although unhappy in his mind. Krishna avatare jashta hoila sevara karan Krishna ke karaila nana sukha swadana. When Lord Krishna appeared, Lord Balaram, became his elder brother, Jeshta Bhrata, right? To serve him to his heart's content and make him enjoy all sorts of happiness. So in next avatar, in Dwapar Yuga, what? Lakshman came as Balaram. And yes, whenever Krishna was saying, Dao, chaliye abhi, kya karte hain? Makhan chori karte hain. Then yes, mere upar uth jao and let's do some magic, right? But then one time also what happened? He's also very protective. Balram is very protective of Krishna. Balram saw that, Krishna is eating mud. And how can he tolerate that? He just went straight to Mother Yasoda. Maya, dekho, Kanha kya kar raha hai? What happened? What is he doing? He's eating mud. Oh, mitti kha raha hai. And then, Maya Yasoda started running and came to Krishna. Kana, kya kar raha hai? What are you doing? Like Balram is saying that you are eating mud. What Krishna said? Main nahi makhan khayo. Maya, main makhan nahi khaya. What do you think? Krishna ate mud, or is it Balram is telling lies? What do you think? Who is telling truth? Who is telling lies? Krishna is telling lies or Balram is telling lies? Let me see. Who knows? Who knows the truth? Who is telling lies? Balram is saying truth. Our Piyush Prabhu is saying, okay. Harita Mata is saying Krishna is saying truth. Okay. Both are not. Yes, whoever is saying Krishna is telling truth, they are Krishna's party. Whoever is saying Balram is saying true, they are Balram's party. And I hear that there are a lot of here who are party of Krishna and Balram. Yes. These are transcendental truths. Yes, these are transcendental truth. How Krishna performed this wonderful pastimes. Main nahi makhan khayo. Maine hi makhan khayo. Just how Lord wanted to show that beautiful Mrudu Bhaksan Leela, and he wanted to give a magic to his mother, through that, showing that universal form. Definitely in our Kathamrutam session, we'll discuss in detail about the Mrudu Bhaksan Leela. But let's pause that here. How and why Lord wanted to show that Mrudu Bhaksan Leela, that amazing pastime. Yes, one of the reason our Acharya is saying that, oh, Brajabasi, they are all are super devotees, of me. How can I really repay my debt to them? Let me take a dust of their lotus feet and let me eat it. I'll see how sweet they are. Right? Lord wants to reciprocate the love of his devotees, and that's why Acharya is saying that he took a mud, and then sometimes our Acharya is saying, oh, because he had a lot of butter, as an antidote, he took a little bit of mud. Okay, so we'll discuss in detail about that Mrudu Bhaksan Leela sometime later. But the essence we are trying to say is that how Balram was so protective of Krishna, and then how Balram was really performing these wonderful pastimes in different ways, to serve Lord Krishna. What he was doing? He was Sarva Avatari Krishna Swayam Bhagavana Tahara Ditiya Deha Sri Balarama. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, is the fountainhead of all incarnations. We discussed, right? How he's a Sarvakarana Karanam. And Lord Balaram, his second body. Eka Iswarupa Doe Bhina Matra Kaya Adya Kaya Vyuha Krishna Leela Rasahaya. Both these two, Krishna and Balaram, are one and the same identity. They differ only in form, right? Like, ये थोड़ा सफेद है, थोड़ा सा काले है. Just like one white monsoon, one is a black monsoon. Lord Balaram is the first bodily expansion of Krishna, and he assists in Lord Krishna's transcendental pastimes. And I remember, one of our Kathamritam session, I think what was Sirta Mataji, right? She was asking this beautiful question, why, Balram had to come appear, or the sixth child of Devaki got killed, right? One of the reason, and our acharyas are saying that, and in this pastime of Krishna and Balram's appearance, right? Yes, all the six sons of Devaki got killed, and they represent six anarthas of all of us. So unless the six anarthas within us, they don't get vanished, they don't killed, right? And then the Lord Balaram comes and he prepares the bed for Krishna to appear. He makes the heart fertile, right? And then Krishna appears. That's why we were giving that example some time back, that yes, Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Bees. With the mercy of Guru and Krishna, we get this seed of the devotional service, seed of bhakti. But if you put that seed in any barren land, will it sprout? It will grow? No. But that seed to grow, it needs to have a fertile land. It needs a fertile land. Unless that land is fertile, the seed cannot grow. And to make it fertile, what do you need to do? What the farmers do? They plow it. They plow it, isn't it? First, they plow it nicely many times, makes it very fertile, and then they put the seed so that the seed will sprout and grow up nicely. And that is the duty of Lord Balaram, right? First, he ensures that he does that karsan with that plow within our heart through the instruction of the spiritual master. You have to follow these rules and regulations. You have to follow these instructions, right? We have to follow the sadhana bhakti. These are the do's and don'ts. That's how he really makes our heart fertile. Once that heart is fertile, then our heart will get attracted. Oh, I cannot stop chanting the holy name of the Lord. But we cannot say that, oh, this love of Krishna will automatically come. No. Before that, we have to follow. We have to bring Lord Balaram. We have to allow Lord Balaram. We have to allow spiritual master. Spiritual master represents Lord Balaram. He really plows our heart. He really makes our heart fertile. Okay, and then he really helps in bringing that love. Yes, Lord Balaram represents how he can remove all the anarthas within. We have to allow. And yes, the same Balaram, the same Sesa, he serves the Lord. As we said that, his only objective is to serve the Lord. In various ways, he serves Lord Krishna, like sometimes as an umbrella, whatever the paraphernalia that we see of Lord Krishna or Lord Vishnu, that is Lord Balaram. In different ways, different manifestations, he serves Lord Krishna. He serves Lord Krishna, assuming all the following forms: umbrella, slippers, bedding, pillow, garment, resting chair, residence, or like we call Vrindavan Dham, or any Dham, right? Sacred thread and throne. He's also called Lord Sesa, for he's attained the ultimate end of servitude to Krishna. He takes many forms for the service of Krishna. Thus, he serves the Supreme Lord. Yes, he serves Lord Krishna as a friend. He serves Lord Krishna sometimes, and sometimes he accepts the service from Lord Krishna also. You see how Lord Krishna is massaging his feet, right? Like in that also there is a mood that yes, he is really accepting the service from Krishna. Or like Lord Balaram also is called as in his expansion it's called as Ananga Manjari, right? In different ways Lord Balaram is serving Krishna. So now let's proceed further. Then this we heard how from Treta Yuga they came to Dwapar Yuga, and now from Dwapar Yuga, right, they are coming in this Kali Yuga, because in this Kali Yuga we hear that we especially in Srimad Bhagavatam and all these scriptures, Kali Yuga is full of dosas, full of the faults. Kale dose nidhe rajan asti eka mahan guna. In this Kali Yuga, which is full of faults, full of difficulties, and there is nothing that can be done like of deity worship or meditation or sacrifices, and nothing can be done to elevate ourselves. But there is only one good quality. What is that? Kirtanadiva Krishnasya Mukta Sangha Param Vrajet. Kirtanadiva Krishnasya. There is only one good quality. What is that? Kirtan of Lord Krishna, Kirtan of Lord's holy name, chanting of the Lord's holy name. It is mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam, right? How Lord is saying that in this Kali Yuga, which is the most difficult, most unfortunate, Tataschanu dinam dharma satyam socham khyama daya. Like how in this yuga all satya, socham, khyama, daya, ayu, bala, smriti, everything is degrading. But there is only one auspicious quality. In a most difficult stage, there is the highest benediction that is there. How we can take name of the Lord, and that is really given this wonderfully by the same Krishna and Balaram. They appeared as Gauranga Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu. So yes, as we sang also in the beginning of today's session today, Brajendra Nandana Jai Sachi Suta Hoilo Sei Balarama Hoilo Nitai Dinahina Yata Chilo Harinama Udharilo Tara Sakshi Jagai Madhai. Lord Krishna, who is the son of the king of Braja, became the son of Sachi, Lord Chaitanya. And Balaram became Nitai. The holy name delivered all the souls who were lowly and wretched. The two sinners, Jagai and Madhai, are evidence of this. There are so many wonderful pastimes. Just over a couple of weeks down the line, we also have Gurpurnima, and that is the appearance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That we also celebrate as a holy, it's a real holy day for especially Gaudiya Vaishnavas. These are the two most auspicious appearance day, most auspicious days in the entire year. That is this Gurpurnima. I think that is March 18th. That is coming in this year. And tomorrow is the Nityananda Tryodashi, the appearance of Lord Nityananda. And they are non-different. Then, as we said, they are the Krishna and Balaram. And because of them, we are here. Let's hear this beautiful prayer. Maybe we can chant all together. Ajanulambita bhujo kanakavadato sankirtanaika pitaro kamalaya Vishwambaro Dijavaro Yugadharma Palo Bande Jagat Priyakaro Karunavataro Ajanulambito Bhujo Kanakavadato. These two wonderful personalities, Gaur Nitai, their long arms, ajanu lambito bhujo, and kanakavadato. Kanaka means golden, vadato, their bodily complexion is golden form. And sankirtanaika pitaro, they are the founders. They inaugurated this congregational chanting of the holy names of the Lord. They are the father. Pitaro, Sankirtanaika Pitaro, Kamalaya Takso. Their eyes are so beautiful, like the petals of the lotus flowers. Viswambaro, Dijavaro. They are the maintainers of all the Brahmanas. And they are the Dijavara, they are the king of all the Brahmanas. All the best of the personalities. Dija Siramani. And Yoga Dharma Palo. They are the protectors of the religion's principles of this age. Bande Jagat Priyakaro Karuna Avataro. And they bring happiness to the people of the world and are the most merciful of all incarnations. So yes, over the next couple of weeks, we'll be discussing, or as you said, during Gurpurnima also, we'll be discussing in detail through different, because we cannot accept anybody as like incarnations of the Supreme Lord. But our acharyas are saying that there is a safe way to consider who is a Lord or who is an imposter. Because in this Kali Yuga, that's why Krishna Balaram has come as Channa Avatara, in hidden incarnations. Because otherwise in this Kali Yuga, anybody can come and say that, oh, I am the so and so. I am Vishnu, I am Krishna, I am this Baba, that Baba. But how do you know? There are 4 ways that we can justify who is really is a really proper bona fide avatar of the Lord. Now, first thing is that scripture. Is there any scripture where it is mentioned, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself, or Nityananda Prabhu is mentioned as Lord Balaram? Scriptures, and we'll have so many scriptures that we'll discuss at some point of time. Attributes, they are bodily attributes, the astrological attributes, at which time they appeared, they have been mentioned hundreds and thousands of years back. What is the quality of a Mahatma? What is their, the different attributes, at what time they appeared, and then we can follow the authorities. At that time, like the king of at that time was Pratap Rudradev, or the Prakasananda Saraswati, Sarvam Bhattacharya, and all the acharyas at that point of time. They very conclusively had mentioned, especially even if you go to now our Jagannath Puri temple, there is this Garuda Stamba, just backside of the Garuda Stamba, you can see a beautiful deity of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the Sadbhuja Murti. Any of the temples, can you really find any other Babas or any other persons a form? But if you go to now inside the Garbha Gruha, you can find the Sadbhuja Murti of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We'll talk about Sadbhuja Murti, how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed his form, a six-armed form, like Sankha Chakra Gada Padma sometimes, sometimes as a with a flute, or sometimes a bow. And also, if you go to Dakshina Dwara of our Jagannath Puri temple, and you will see once again a huge deity of Sadbhuja and a Gauranga. And yes, we'll discuss very much in detail that how we cannot consider anybody and everybody as a Lord, but then through these scriptures, through different attributes, through this how we can follow the authorities, and how they have performed so extraordinary pastimes, and we'll just get a glimpse of it today. What kind of an extraordinary pastimes they had done. And just very briefly, we'll talk about one pastime, that what they had done to distribute this highest love of Godhead. Golokera prema dhana harinama sankirtana. They have imported that highest love of Godhead from Golok Vrindavan, and now they are distributing profusely. Patra vichar nahi sthana sthan. Like they are not seeing who is qualified, who is not qualified, without taking into account time, place, and circumstance. They were giving the highest love of Godhead. That is the so merciful they are. Right? Yes, Lord Krishna, when he came and he gave this instruction to Arjuna, he said, Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam saranam. You first of all, surrender unto me. He put all the conditions, and then I will take care of you. And then, after Lord went, and I was thinking that in this age of Kali, who will take care of, who will surrender completely? Is it really possible? And then he came back once again. Okay, let me go and show how can a devotion be performed. Apani karimu bhakti bhava angikara. Apani achari bhakti sikhaivu savare. How he came? Lord Mahaprabhu came and said, Apani karimu bhakta bhava angikara. He appeared in the mood of a devotee. And Apani achari, with my behavior, I'll show what should be quality of a devotee. It's not that, okay, by just putting some tilak or kanthimala, a person becomes a devotee, or by just chanting, one name, a devotee is known by his qualities. Devotee is known by his qualities, by his guna. And then how Mahaprabhu has shown, what should be the quality of a devotee, right? And yes, he performed this extraordinary, wonderful pastimes, so Mahaprabhu's mother's name is Sachi Mata, and his father's name is Jagannath Mishra. And one time, Sachi Mata would really come and tell Vishwambar, this Mahaprabhu's earlier name, before taking sannyas, and he was known as Vishwambar. Now he would tell Vishwambar, yesterday night I saw a dream. Vishwambar said, what are the dream that you saw, my mother's? And we saw that, do you know we have this deity of Krishna Balaram? And I saw that in the dream you were carrying Balaram deity, and our Nityananda, he was carrying Krishna's deity. And not only that, then this Krishna and Balaram deity, they started fighting with both of you. Why they were fighting? And Mother Sachi saying, my son Vishwambar, do you know? Balaram was saying, oh, you too, Nityananda and Vishwambar, why you are taking our sweets? Don't you know that Mother Sachi had given these sweets to us as a prasad, so that we honor it? That is ours. Why you are taking? And then Nityananda Prabhu is saying, to Balaram, oh, you had appeared in Dwapar Yuga. This is our time. This is not your time. And this way, this Gaur Nitai and Krishna Balaram, they were having so friendly fight. And then Sachi Mata is asking, Vishwambar, what it is, I cannot really understand. And then Vishwambar says, oh mother, just forget it, don't worry about it. I think this deities, they are not deities, they are really, Brajendra Saksa, like how these are really the Prataksha deities at our house. We see that whatever we offer, they accept it. And I don't know about Nityananda or about myself, we always like to honor prasadam, but don't tell this to anybody. Right? And there are so many other pastimes, right? Like, how, right, beautifully, how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, like as a Nimai, he would be playing, and then one time a big snake would come and everybody would be getting scared. And then how Nimai would be really playing. And who would be that snake? It's not different than Ananta Sesa. And once everybody got scared, and then Nimai said, now please go away, everybody is scared. So we'll talk about, very wonderful, beautiful pastimes of Nimai and Nitai, how they really brought up and mesmerized and enchanted all the neighbors and all the people all around, in Navadip, or how Nityananda Prabhu appeared in a place called Radhadesh in Bengal. But then today we'll talk about one pastime. This pastime is a very, very famous, legendary pastime. This is the time when Mahaprabhu had started instructing everybody that please take this holy name of the Lord. And he was telling his two associates, Nityananda Prabhu and another one called Haridas Thakur. He's called Namacharya Haridas Thakur. He was telling them, please go and distribute this. And Nityananda Prabhu and Haridas Thakur, they used to go and tell everybody. What they used to tell? Prabhu ro agyaye bhai magiye bhiksha. Prabhu ro agyaye, like, we have carried the instruction of Mahaprabhu and we are begging to all of you. Prabhu ro agyaye bhai magiye bhiksha. Bolo Krishna, bhajo Krishna, karo Krishna shiksha. We are begging what? They were going to door. They were going door to door and they were begging and saying, Bolo Krishna, please take the name of Lord Krishna. Bhajo Krishna, please chant the name of Lord Krishna. And Karo Krishna Shiksha, please take these instructions of Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam seriously. Oh, Prabhu ro agyaye bhai magiye bhiksha, bolo Krishna, bhajo Krishna, karo Krishna shiksha. Krishna Mata, Krishna Pita, Krishna Dhana Pran. Please understand that Krishna is your mother, Krishna is your father, Krishna is your true wealth. Please don't forget this. Aparadha sunyo ho loho Krishna nam. Now, please be free from all the offenses that you commit against the Vaishnavas, against the holy name, and please be respectful to our scriptures. And please don't commit any offense and chant this holy name of the Lord. And how he used to go, he used to go really, beg, and he used to chant, please take this holy name of the Lord and you can buy me. If you just say Gauranga, if you say Gauranga, I'm yours and I can do anything for you. He's saying that, Adama patita jive dware dware giya, Hari nama mahamantra diche bilaiya. He was distributing to everybody, Adama patita. Like he was not saying that only because, see, you want to give something highest to somebody, then like, especially in IITs, or you want to go to a big institute or corporate world, they go through so many procedures, right? So many difficult entrances. Then you really make them eligible to, give something highest. But here, what we are seeing, that Nityananda Prabhu is going, Adhama patite jive dware dware giya. He's not also saying that, okay, you come to my institute, I'll give you. No, I'll go door to door. He's going door to door. Right? And please take this gift, highest gift, the sweetest gift. He's giving it to everybody. Jare dekhe tare kehe Krishna upadesh. He's giving, whoever he meets, he was giving this love to everybody. And not only that, Jare dekhe tare dekhe dante trunadhari. He was with so much of humility, he was requesting everybody. Amara kiniya loho bolo gorohori. You can buy me if you just chant this one name of Lord. And once you buy me means I can be your servant if you just chant one name of Lord. You see the compassion of Nityananda Prabhu. He's saying, how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he has really opened the floodgate of this love. Please accept it. Still, people who are running away, they were going away. They were saying that, oh, these two imposters, Nityananda and Haridas Thakur, they are like spies. They are just going around in the night. They will come and loot us. Somebody was saying, oh, you don't know. At that time, this Muslim king was there. Don't you know that this is the time of Muslim king? And if he knows about that, you are distributing, talking about this, Krishna, they will bind you and put you in jail for forever. Don't ever come here. Somebody was really, abusing, neglecting, chastising, these two, pure souls, that they were distributing this highest love of Godhead. And then somehow they found that, on the street, there were two fallen, intoxicant, sinful rascals, and their name were Jagai and Madhai. And Nityananda Prabhu saw that, oh, he seemed to be now the fittest person to receive the mercy of Mahaprabhu. Because Mahaprabhu is known as a Patita Pavana. He can deliver the lowest and the meanest and the fallen person. And once Nityananda Prabhu, he approached these two, sinful persons, and these two sinful persons, there were no sinful activities that they had not done. They were looting, they were, like chastising, fighting with each and everybody, right? Like, it is also mentioned, just like, Gaur Nitai appeared as a Krishna Balaram, and similarly, the same persons who are like Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyakashipu or Ravana or Kumbhakarna or Shishupala Anantavarga, they came as, to get that extra mercy, that they also came as, this Jagai and Madhai. They were doing so many sinful activities. And in such an intoxicated state they were, and such a ruffians they were. Once they saw this, saintly persons, they started attacking them. Are you really going away? You are telling us to chant? Yes. People say that we are born of a Brahmana family, but we don't care about any rituals. We don't care anything. For us, it's our drink and dine and really kill and loot and just enjoy. That's our life. And in that way, they started chasing Nityananda Prabhu and Haridas Thakur, and Nityananda Prabhu and Haridas Thakur. They were running. Oh, why? And all the people all around, they started laughing. We had told you that these two are imposters, right? And now you know that this Jagai and Madhai are giving a very good lesson. And they came back and reported to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Do you know what happened today? We met these two, and they were about to kill us, and somehow we escaped. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, yes, definitely I will take care of them, as I had done in my earlier incarnations. Then Nityananda Prabhu said, oh Lord, to whomever you will kill, because everybody in this Kali Yuga are fallen, but I would really like them to be delivered by chanting your holy names. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, yes, because you have showered your mercy, definitely they will be delivered. The next day, right, Nityananda Prabhu and Haridas Thakur, once again, they were passing by. Once again, in a very humble mood, once again, Nityananda Prabhu approached Jagai and Madhai, please, Bolo Krishna Bhajo, Krishna Koro, Krishna Shiksha. They were begging, please, once chant the name of Lord Hari. And hearing that, Jagai Madhai started once again, racing towards Nityananda Prabhu. And Madhai saw there was a broken pot, and he started, hitting Nityananda Prabhu. And once he hit him, blood started coming profusely from Nityananda's head. And hearing that and seeing that, nearby people, they went to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They said, do you know what happened? This Madhai had really hit Nityananda Prabhu, who is not different than Balaram, the same Balaram, right? Or same Lakshman who was so angry, or the same Balaram who had killed Dhanukasura, Pralambasura, or even just a little bit of insult by the Rukmi, he had really killed. He's so powerful, right? But in this age, he's begging everybody to take this holy name of the Lord, right? And then, but Lord Mahaprabhu or Lord Krishna or Lord Vishnu, they can accept any insult towards them, but they cannot accept any insult or any harm done to his devotees. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he rushed to the spot and he said, Chakra, Chakra. He invoked the Sudarshan Chakra, and he wanted to kill Madhai because he hit Nityananda Prabhu. And then Nityananda Prabhu said, oh Lord, no, please don't do that. Here you see this brother Jagai, he really helped. Madhai was really hitting me, and he forbade him, don't do that, don't do that. He looks to be sannyasi, and he's really begging so much to do us something. And he's the person who helped me. And once he heard that Jagai had helped, Nityananda Prabhu, and he forbade his brother Madhai not to hit. And Mahaprabhu was so happy. Oh, you are so dear to me. He started embracing Jagai. And seeing that, Madhai got surprised. Oh Lord, I'm falling on lotus feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Said, there is no crime that we have not done together. We've always been partner in crime. And now it's so difficult for me, embarrassing for me, and so tormenting for me to see that you have showered your mercy to Jagai, but not on me. Please shower your mercy on me. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, no, because you have committed offense to my dear associate, my dear brother, Nityananda Prabhu. And if you want mercy, please go and beg for the forgiveness from Nityananda. And he begged forgiveness. Oh Lord, please forgive me. And then seeing that, Nityananda Prabhu embraced Madhai. And when Nityananda Prabhu embraced Madhai, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was so happy, seeing that how these two brothers' life has been transformed by the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu. That how, like, yes, Lord could have really delivered them as he had done in other ages by really taking them out of this nasty bodies and really taking them. But here in the same body itself, the purpose of this Gaur Nitai is that they don't want to kill anybody, just they want to transform the heart that is there within. And seeing that, even the devatas, they got really surprised. Yamaras, he got surprised. They started dancing and told Yamaras told Chitragupta, what is happening? We had a full department taking care of all the activities, sinful activities done by Jagai and Madhai. We didn't have, everybody is working overtime, and now, right now, they have received that highest love of Godhead, from Gauranga Mahaprabhu, and to establish that, you see that, to establish everybody, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what he did, he said, yes, I have accepted they are all sinful activities. Though you see that how Gauranga Mahaprabhu is so golden complexion, that's why it's called Gaura Sundar. At that time, he became Syama Sundar, because all the sinful activities entered, within. And then he asked, how am I looking? Everybody said, oh Lord, you are looking like Syama Sundar. And then everybody, started chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Once everybody started chanting, then same Syam Sundar became once again Gaur Sundar. And this way, we can really understand how a lowest sinful rascal can be really delivered, by this chanting of the holy name, by taking the shelter of this Gaur Nitai. And that's why even before chanting of the holy name, most of us, we take shelter of this Panchatattva. We chant Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaura Bhaktaranda. Unless we take shelter of Gaur Nitai and Panchatattva, we cannot approach the Lord. We cannot approach the holy name. They are the Sankirtanai Kapitaro. They have really given this holy name of the Lord to all of us. And it doesn't stop there. It doesn't stop there, and that same kind of mercy is really flowing now from Nityananda Prabhu, to all his associates. And we can see that same mood in Srila Prabhupada and now all his disciples. You cannot understand the compassion of our acharyas, to what kind of difficulties they want to go through to give this love of Godhead to all of us. Like Prabhupada was during his last days, he was staying in Vrindavan, and there was one big Pancharatrika, Pandit, his name was Sampat Kumar Bhattacharya. He specially traveled from Bangalore, to Vrindavan, to Delhi and to Vrindavan. And because once he heard that, Prabhupada is, is in this difficult stage and about to leave, and he said, okay, let me do something so that Prabhupada can stay for more time. And then, he wanted to have a private meeting with Srila Prabhupada once he had a darshan of the temple and so on. And devotees, usually they were very protective of Srila Prabhupada, said no private meeting, but then they realized, okay, he seems to be a very good person, gentleman. And then, of course, the disciples, they had kept a tape there, because you see that Prabhupada is one of the most recorded person, and everything is recorded, audio, video, and everything. All right. So this gentleman who had gone from Bangalore, the Sampat Kumar, Bhattacharya, he said that, that oh Swamiji, oh Srila Prabhupada, do you know that, especially if somebody worships somebody on the altar, that means that he takes all the sinful activities, and because your photo is worshipped on the altar and you are still living, because all the sinful activities of whoever is worshipping is coming to you, that's why you are suffering so much, and now you are finding so much of difficulty. And Prabhupada said, I know this. I'm here to accept all the tribulations of my devotees, so that they can really prosper nicely. Hearing that, this gentleman really, his heart got melted, to to whom, which kind of a personality I am talking about. Like this person want to suffer anything, so that the disciples and all the followers, and not only Prabhupada stopped there, he said that, not only now, for now, the years to come, even if I'm not here, I am there to take the sinful activities of my followers. Anybody is there to suffer on behalf of us? But yes, our acharyas are there to really guide us, to rectify us, but also to give us what we don't have as well. And that is the glory of acharyas. And you see the same kind of love, because they were so much surcharged with that love of Nityananda Prabhu. Right? They were so much of forgiving to anybody and everybody. One time, one temple president went to Srila Prabhupada and said that, oh, do you know, like one of your disciple, he's doing this mistake, that mistake, he's not following this, he's not following that, this and that. And I think we should really, take him out of our movement. And Prabhupada said, no, right? Where will we go? This is a hospital, right? Can we really throw a patient out of the hospital? No. No, but Prabhupada, he's doing so many mistakes and so many mischiefs. How can you really allow him to stay? So Prabhupada said, there is no limit to Nityananda Prabhu's mercy. And Nityananda Prabhu's mercy is there for everybody. And yes, by chanting the holy name of the Lord in the association of the devotees, it's a matter of time he will get purified. These acharyas that didn't ask for anything from any of us. Right? What they are just asking, Bolo Krishna Bhajo Krishna Koro Krishna Shiksha. They are just asking that please take this name of the Lord Hari. Please take the name of Lord Krishna. And being empowered by Srila Prabhupada, even some of their disciples, Prabhupada disciples, they have done so marvelous things we cannot even imagine. There is one Mataji called Aladini Mataji. We can't believe, right? Like, especially, all of our devotees would love to go for book distribution so that we want to distribute, the message of Krishna to each and everyone, especially that's how it started in USA. And the devotees, they were distributing this books in one place. And then police came and said that, no, you cannot really, distribute here. You don't have permission, this and that. They started chastising and scolding and, and just go away from here. And these devotees, so they had put a nice, deities of Gaur Nitai, and they were distributing. And especially this Mataji, Aladini Mataji said, no, what are you saying that you, go away from here? But don't you know that, our Lord is Gaur Nitai, because they have told, we are here. We don't know who is this person, these two dolls are. We order, get out from here. If you don't go, we'll arrest you. We are not, because you see, these devotees are so intoxicated by the love of Nityananda Prabhu and Balarama Prabhu. They would not care. They were so much surcharged, right? So they would not mind. Our job, because Gaur Nitai has told to distribute the message of love to everybody, we'll do it. Then be ready to be arrested. They were, taking this Mataji and couple of them, to the van, right, to arrest them. And this Mataji said, by the way, please take these two deities also, because of them, we are here. No, we cannot take these dolls, to our jail, to the police station. No, if you cannot take them, we cannot, because we are here. You have to take them. Then somehow they said, okay, let's take these two, deities as well, right? And they, even Gaur Nitai also had gone to jail of USA as well. Right, but just a matter of time. Right, even the people in the jail also, they started chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This chanting of the holy name is so contagious, and is much more contagious than the COVID. Right, people don't know about it. Right, but this COVID, this contagiousness, whoever is being touched, their heart really gets transformed. And their heart never remains same. They don't become bankrupt, and they really become the most wealthiest person. That is the prema dhana they receive. So on this auspicious day that we are appearing tomorrow, we can give the best gift to Nityananda Prabhu. Because if somebody's birthday is there, we want to give the best what he or she would like, isn't it? And what Nityananda Prabhu is saying, aparadha sunya hoy loho Krishna naam, bolo Krishna, bhajo Krishna, karo Krishna shiksha. And he's asking us to, take this name of Lord Hari, Lord Krishna, and sincerely, that's what we also would request all of you, and please chant this name of Lord with this Hare Krishna Mahamantra. If somebody is chanting 1 round, let's chant 4 rounds. If somebody is 4 rounds, we increase not only in terms of quantity, but in terms of quality. How we are completely absorbed, we are listening, we are dedicating ourselves, while we are chanting the holy name of the Lord. And then not only bhajing, Bolo Krishna, Bhajo Krishna, we are reading the books, Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam. And I was so happy that one of our member here, Santosh Prabhu, he went into one of our programs. And today he brought even Chaitanya Charitamrita, whatever we are discussing, it's all elaborated. He just so inspired that he got that whole set of Chaitanya Charitamrita today. Thank you, Santosh Prabhu. Yes, we should have that eagerness to hear more Gaur Katha, more Krishna Katha. Thank you very much for inspiring. So, any thoughts, any comments, any questions? So we started our discussion from this material world, what is this lust is all about. And then we started moving what is the love and lust. And then we started talking about the selfless, unconditional, uninterrupted love of Lakshman and Urmila, and how that Lakshman came as a Balaram to serve. And then from Balaram, we talked about Lord Nityananda, and how Lord Nityananda, how so much of compassion, he has opened this floodgate and distributing this love of Godhead to everybody. And it's really up to all of us to receive that. And that same love is coming through this parampara to Srila Prabhupada and his disciples. We have to just accept it by chanting this holy name of the Lord, and our heart also can be filled with that love of Godhead. Okay, any questions? Okay, so Khushbu Mataji had a question. So can anybody, okay, what is this question? Anybody can, okay, I have one question. In this world, we have to stay with the family and their friends. So if they are devotional, that will affect as well. Okay. So that's a very beautiful question, Mataji said, that if at our house, if they are not devotees, how can you really do that? This, I somehow thank you for reminding me. I wanted to end with this beautiful sloka. Yes, it doesn't mean that we have to leave our home. It's not that. Also means that we are completely attached. The solution is beautiful sloka, and this sloka. The solution is that yadrucha mat kathado jatu sradhasto yo puman na nirbinna nati sakto bhakti yogasya siddhida. You don't have to be too much attached or too much renounced. You don't have to leave home. Sthane sthita, wherever you are, what do you have to do? We have to take this process of bhakti, of this hearing and chanting, somehow develop this process, somehow develop this faith in the hearing and chanting. Neither being too disgusted about this material life, not too much attached to the material life. And just a matter of time, we'll develop this love of Godhead. Yes, this grahastha ashram, it's also a shelter where we are coming together, and we just keep Krishna in the center. We receive the love of Lord, and we imbibe within ourselves and share that love. And definitely it is possible. There are so many wonderful examples are there all around. The devotees are there to support each other. Yes, it might become very insurmountable sometimes, but Lord does not test beyond our patience. We have that faith. Lord will show us the path, and devotees are there, to show us the path, how we can really perform this devotional service. Definitely, it is not that difficult as in places like USA or in Western countries like China and Russia. Like there, the devotees were tortured. KGB was really always behind them. And what kind of a punishment? They were being killed. They were being really put into the Siberia prison for their lifetime. And there are so many, stories, that we can, hear what kind of difficulties they have gone through. Of course, that is a really extreme. But for us, yes, we have our own difficulties are constrained in a family. But once we are sincere, and once again, like, yes, we don't show that markata vairagya, that, oh, I have taken Krishna consciousness, okay, I'll not take care of my child, or I'll not take care of my family. No, we have to do the needful, because because now we are connected to the supreme love of Godhead. We would not mind, giving as much as love, right? Our family member asking, because earlier, our love was hollow and shallow, but now, because we have received that love from the Supreme Lord and from the devotees of the Supreme Lord, we are also willing to give as much as possible. At the same time, how to do practically, how to do the needful, that really can be discussed in detail, but that is the principle. Okay, any other thoughts or comments? Or we'll just take this medicine of chanting of the holy name, and then we'll end with a beautiful bhajan of Lord Nityananda Prabhu. So yes, maybe another 10-15 minutes, we'll try to wrap up. Any other questions or comments from anybody? Any questions you would like to hear? Okay, maybe we can open it up for, okay, Prabhuji, can we open it up for any questions, one or two, and we don't have time, but if anybody would like to, okay, you can unmute or you can raise your hand. Anybody would like to share anything from today's sessions?
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी, धन्यवाद प्रणाम।
Very good.
हाँ, आज का सेशन तो बहुत अच्छा आपका, हाँ, सारे सेशंस तो वंडरफुल ही रहते हैं, एकदम अंडरस्टूड है। आपका वो जो अभी के टाइम में हमारा ऐसा स्थिति है कि वो जो आपने वो बंदर वाला एग्जाम्पल दिया कि वो दो हैंड्स कट करने वाला, कि सारे काम हमारे राम जी और कृष्ण भगवान करते हैं और क्रेडिट हम अपने ऊपर लेने की कोशिश करते रहते हैं। ये वाला पार्ट मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा, और बाकी सब कुछ आपने इतने अच्छे से समझाया।
थैंक यू
बहुत अच्छा लगता है। थैंक यू प्रभु जी, थैंक्स अ लॉट। हरे कृष्णा।
So यहाँ पे I am just going through a couple of comments. Okay, just I'm coming down. If there is any comments, we have to take a look. Okay.
Prabhuji, one question from Abhinash Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
Should I read, Prabhu?
Okay, please.
It is said that the devotional aspect will last in Kali Yuga for mere 10,000 years. After that, more Kali will persist with zero devotion. Is it that Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda appeared to deliver people only for 10,000 years, and after that no one will be able to take the mercy?
Is there any intention to live beyond 10,000 years? Lord is giving, like, can we really think of like what kind of degradation happening generation over generation? Can you really think of what exactly the situation will be just after a couple of years? Forget about a couple of centuries or thousands of years. No, we cannot think, right, the way the degradation is happening. So yes, Lord's mercy is there, but definitely the facility that we have in terms of this wonderful movement of Srila Prabhupada, it is mentioned that yes, it will have that powerful effect. Then yes, it will then go through its Kala Chakra, right? Then once again go through the Kala Chakra. Then everybody has to go through. Okay, you didn't listen to what exactly the medicine was given, then you have to suffer this Kali Yuga's atrocities. But Lord has given this an opportunity for all of us to take this opportunity of receiving this love of Godhead. So here Susma Mataji is asking, what is the Nityananda Prabhu's place? It's in Radhadesh, near to our Navadip. So maybe if Lord desires, we'll go for a yatra. Usually the most pleasurable activities of all the devotees to go yatra along with the devotees. We have a desire to go to Vrindavan, we have a desire to go to Puri Dham, we'll have a desire to go to Navadip Dham, which is near Calcutta. So where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared, and not very far. not very far from Navadip, even Radhadesh. That's where Ekachakra is the place where Lord had appeared. Okay, so thank you very much once again. I would really like to thank you for your so attentive hearing and so nice engagement. Let's continue our chanting of the holy name, and let's take tomorrow's opportunity to be absorbed more and more in receiving the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu by chanting, by remembering, by hearing these wonderful pastimes. Prabhuji, let's chant the holy name.
సాయి సాయి ఆయనకి ఫోన్ చేయి, అంజిరెడ్డికి మేలు వచ్చి.
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji. The volume is there.
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare,
Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Radha Sivasadi Gaur Bhakti
Pavan Harinama Sankirtan Yajna ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. So now let's sing this beautiful bhajan and the glorification of Lord Nityananda Prabhu, and we'll do some kirtan. Let's take shelter of Lord Nityananda Prabhu, and especially there's a beautiful 12 names of Lord Nityananda. We can remember every day, we can remember every morning. Yes, please.
Nityananda Vadutendra Vasudha Pranavallabha Janani Jivitapate Krishna Prema Pratap Prabhu
Nityananda Vadutendo Vasudha Pranavallabha Janavi Jivitapati Krishna Prema Prada Prabhu
Nityananda Vadutendo Vasudha Pranavallabha Janavi Jivitapati Krishna Prema Prada Prabhu
Nityananda Vadutendo Vasudha Pranavallabha Janavi Jivitapati Krishna Prema Prada Prabhu
Padmavati Sutta Shriman Satinandana Purvaja Bhavan Mata Jagatrata Rakta Gaura Kalevara
Padmavati Sutta Sriman Satinandana Purvaja Bhavan Mata Jagatrata Rakta Gaura Kalevara
Padmavati Sutta Shriman Satinandana Purvaja Bhavan Mata Jagatrata Rakta Gaura Kalevara
Padmavati Sutta Sriman Satinandana Purvaja Bhavan Mata Jagatrata Rakta Gaura Kalevara
Shri Nityananda Chandrasya Vamadadasakam Shobham Yaidam Pratyaham Prata Tatiyuttapate Nara
Shri Nityananda Chandrasya Namadadasakam Shobham Yaidam Pratyaham Prata Pratiyuthaya Pate Nara
Shri Nityananda Chandrasya Namadadasakam Shobham Yaidam Pratyaham Prata Pratiyuthaya Pate Nara
Shri Nityananda Chandrasya Namadadasakam Shobham Yaidam Pratyaham Prata Pratiyuthaya Pate Nara
Saklesharahito Bhakta Prapanyat Swamanoratham Purnam Chaitanya Devasya Karuna Bhajanam Bhave
Saklesharohito Bhakta Prapnuyaso Manoratham Purnam Chaitanya Devasya Karuna Bhajanam Bhave
Saklesharahito Bhakta Prapanyat Swamanoratham
Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you. Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Very
Hare
wonderful. Very wonderful.
Hare Krishna.
Please pray for us.
Prabhuji.
Tomorrow is a wonderful day. Once again, I would like to remind and request all of you, please absorb yourself in more chanting. Yes, if possible, you can take little bit day off, or you can reduce your work at least for tomorrow, and take shelter of Lord Nityananda. Please, let's do whatever he is saying. He's begging everybody to chant more, to hear more, to worship more Lord Krishna. So let's do it so that we can really make happy and we can see the transformation within our heart. And then that's how we can receive the love of the Lord. We can imbibe in ourselves and we can share that love with everybody. That's all, the supreme beneficial activity that we can do. Thank you very much. We are indebted to all of you for staying so late. Hare Krishna.